They're best friends. The development of their friendship, please. She stabbed him, guys. Remember that? She literally stabbed him. They hated each other season 1. And freaking look at them now. And it just makes me sad, and I'm just like, please don't let this man die. There's just something about a call from a parent, and we're like seeing a voicemail, and you're like, I love you, and the next thing they're dead. So I hope that is not the case here. Please don't kill off that man. They're crushing on each other. They're crushing on each other. Just gonna say it. Sumi, sumi, sumi. I'm gonna say it. They're crushing on each other, and it's very cute to see.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hello, the time has come. The Bear season 4 is here. You can kind of see it on my TV. Episode 1 is ready to go. My TV's cut off, but like you can kind of see it. It's ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to watch. I'm ready to tap in. So yeah, this is the Bear season 4 review talk about video. So I'm gonna do the same vibe as I did with my Bear season 3 video last year. It's gonna be like a back and forth, like reaction type vibe. So I'm not gonna like watch the whole season and then come and talk to you about it. I'm gonna like watch an episode, come to talk to you about it, watch another episode, come talk to you about it. More like a real-time reaction as I'm like going through the season. So yeah, let's just tap right in. I'm very ready to tap into these 10 episodes. Also, I want to say that unlike my video from last year, I will not be taking my time watching this season. I remember last year I was like, oh, I want to like take my time, maybe watch an episode a day, an episode or 2 a day, really stretch this out. Now I revoke everything that I said last year. I will be watching this. I will be binge watching this season because as I've been like rewatching like season 1, season 2, season 3 in preparation for season 4, it just made me like really like ache and like want to watch this new season so bad, especially with the way season 3 ended. I just want to watch this season so bad and like all in one sitting type of vibe. So I will be binge watching this. I will be watching like half tonight and then finishing it up tomorrow morning, throughout the day, I don't know, whatever, but I will be quickly watching this. And a part of me is like, oh, you know, all the work that they did, like I do kind of want to savor it, but then the other part of me is like, I can binge watch this, watch it all in like one sitting, 1-2 sittings, and then rewatch it and take my time that way. Duh. I just need to know what happens. I need to know everything that happens in the season, and then I'll rewatch it and savor it that way. Does that make sense? Probably not, but that's what I'm doing. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm about to watch episode 1 right now. Very excited to tap in. Honestly, more scared than excited, but I mean that in a very nice way. I literally just finished season 3 like a couple hours ago, and I'm like, oh my god, what will season 4 have in store for us? Let us see, kids. Let us see. Hello, and we're back. I just watched episode 1 and let's freaking talk about it. My notes are right here. It's kind of a lot, but at the same time I feel like this might actually be kind of an easy episode to explain and talk about right now. Let's freaking go. So we start things off with a very confusing and a very quick Sid scene. It's like an alarm going off and it shows her for like 1 quick second and then it like cuts away, and I'm like, I don't really get that. And I think, and by think I mean hope, that we eventually revisit that. I'm assuming that's gonna come up somewhere later. Cool. The first real scene we get is a flashback with Michael and Carmen, and they're like cooking in the kitchen or something. Carmen's making like some sort of like sauce dish. Carmen's like talking to Mikey about like a restaurant. He's like, we should open this restaurant together. It could be like a really nice place. And Mikey's like hesitant at first. He's like, oh my god, like a restaurant, like I work in a restaurant all day, blah blah. Carmen's like, this could be like a really nice place, a really good place. People can come here, have a good time, like people love restaurants, etc, etc. And then Mikey like comes around to the idea, it seems, and he's like, okay, what will we call the place? Carmen's like, we could call it Mikey's, and Mikey's like, actually, I think I have a better name. We don't see what name he says, but I think we can assume the Bear, right? Anyway, after that scene, we finally catch a glimpse, a tiny little glimpse at first, of what the Chicago Tribune review says, and it is, in fact, a bad review. Yeah. Ouch. From like the brief little glimpse that we first see of it, it like mainly talks about like them like struggling, like there's like a lot of like chaos and like dissonance, whatever. It says like they're missing the mark in some places, and that was just like the first little glimpse we caught of it. But we see everybody talking about the review later, and especially we see it in the next scene, which is our first Sid and Carmi scene. And yeah, it's like them talking about the review and how bad it was, and how the critic literally ate at the restaurant 3 times, but he basically ate at 3 different restaurants because of the chaos menu. And the review talks about the chaos menu and just like the overall chaos within the restaurant, and it's just like it's talking about like the dissonance and like how it's something about the restaurant feels like off, it's like missing a mark. Sid's saying to Carmi like, you need mess and dysfunction, and I'm not really down for that anymore. And Carmi's like, no, I don't really want the dysfunction, like I want to be better, I'm trying to be better. And I really hope I can insert the scene because I feel like I'm low-key explaining this quite badly, but yeah, that was just like the overall vibe of the conversation. Hopefully I can insert a clip of it here so I can understand it better. Thank you.
I don't like dysfunction.
Okay, well, what do you like?
I like this.
Okay, that was like maybe the most miserable delivery of someone liking something I think ever.
Yeah, I told you I'm trying to be better.
Okay, maybe just try to be less miserable first.
That hurt.
Good.
Anyway, let me now quick fire some things that happened in this episode that I want to talk about really fast. So first up, Sid is avoiding Shapiro, Mr. Adam Shapiro, the restaurant guy ever, the guy that gave her the opportunity to like open her own place, like do her own thing, blah, blah, blah. She's avoiding this man like the plague, it seems. She dodged his call and like he sent a text like, hey, there was this place I'm really excited that I want us to check out, like blah, blah, blah. Like I'm really excited to get the ball rolling with this, you know, new restaurant, and she's just like avoiding him. The whole situation really stresses me out and I just want it to be over already. Like I just want her to be like, hey, actually I don't want to do this, or talk to Carmen and be like, hey, I'm gonna do this. Like I just want a resolution to it because it stresses me out too much and it scares me, and yeah, I need that to be resolved, please and thank you. And then we see Unky Cicero and Mr. Computer Guy coming in, and Unky Cicero is putting a time limit on the restaurant. They have 2 months, and then basically after that the restaurant will close. Like once the timer goes to 0, 1,440 hours, once that hits 0, the restaurant will close. It seems like the restaurant's gonna be done so no matter what. They're like, you don't have 2 months to turn things around, you just have 2 months period. Unless something really big happens. And Carmi's like, okay, how about if we get a star? We shouldn't have to close if we get a star. And Unky Cicero is essentially like, you have the 2 months, good luck. And I'm just like, I have no idea how stars work. Like, could you get one in 2 months? Could you get one that soon? I mean, one of the restaurants, I think the restaurant he worked at, like it got it. Oh wait, I think it's literally it got a star like in its first year, but in the first couple months, is that possible? Anything's possible? I don't know. But yeah, Unky Cicero was basically like, good luck, you have 2 months, I'm sorry. The computer guy's the one that's like really like, I don't care, this is done, you guys are done, did you read my charts, everything's going downhill, it's not looking good. But you know, Unky Cicero, that's family, he's a nice guy, we love Mr. Jimmy. He's like, I'm sorry, but yeah, it seems like that's the way things are gonna go. But good luck getting the star, and if you get the star, I don't even think he said like, okay, if you get a star then like we're good. He's just like, good luck. I feel like he thinks that they're not gonna get it, so he's like, it doesn't even matter what I say. But honestly, yeah, like if they got a star, that makes them like a destination spot, so I feel like they couldn't close. Anyway, after that, we see that Ritchie hired some new people, and drumroll please on who they are. It's Garrett, Jess, and Renee from Ever, our faves from Ever, our fave little trio from Ever. They're now here to whip the bear into shape, and honestly, if there was anyone that could whip the bear into shape, it is those 3 people, specifically Jess, and also Garrett. Renee, I feel like he wasn't really, like, he didn't really have much of a speaking part during that episode, you know, Forks with Ritchie, but I do remember him from season 3, like, the last episode of season 3 at the funeral. But other than that, you know, he's just, like, a random guy to me, but Garrett and Jess, those 2, they can whip this business into shape, and of course, Renee as well. We haven't seen too much of him yet. So yeah, I fully believe they can whip this restaurant into shape. They worked at the best restaurant in the world. Obviously, they could whip the bear into shape. And it seems like by the end of this episode, things are in fact like snapping into place. We're getting into a nice little rhythm. We're setting some rules. We're setting some boundaries. We're setting like expectations and goals and non-negotiables, but actually like we're working with them. It looks good. We'll see what happens. That's episode 1. I'm about to watch episode 2. It's loaded up. It's a black screen right now because I paused it, but I'm ready to tap in, and I will see you after episode 2. Hello, I've now returned. Just finished watching The Bear episode 2, slightly bundled up, got the Hannah Montana blanket on. Yeah, genuinely I have no idea how long I've had this, probably since 2007, which is kind of crazy. So let's talk about The Bear episode 2. Let's just tap right in. Thank you very much. So the first thing I need to say is, Ibra, I love you. Ibra, I freaking love you, and I'm so glad. I feel like we're gonna tap into him more this season, and I'm really so glad about that. So at the beginning of this episode, we see a scene between him and Carmi, because like Ibra's in the office doing like some paperwork stuff, and then Carmi walks in and is like, oh, sure, so are you doing paperwork? He's like, oh, I just want to like do more things. He specifically says something about like creating more opportunity, and that leads him to talking about how when they were sent to culinary school in season 2, him and Tina, he like dropped out of it because like he didn't want new skills, and he didn't really like, that wasn't his vibe, and he didn't want to do that. And then how when he dropped out, like nobody was like looking for him, and it made him feel like that nobody like really needed him at the restaurant. Like he didn't really create opportunity for the restaurant, and nobody like really cared. And Carmen's like, oh, I'm so sorry that I didn't check in, like I should have been there, we should have talked to you, I'm sorry. And Ibra's like, oh, I didn't tell you that to make you feel bad. I'm just saying that like I want to create more opportunities now. Like I want to do more things. So like he's doing that paperwork, and then also like he was like about to start going to like business school, or, like trying to go to community college, building more skills. Ibra, I love you. Ibra, I love you, and I hope we definitely see more of him this season because I adore him and it makes me really happy. It's really nice to see him like grow, and it's cute. I love that. And then after that, we kind of almost maybe get a Carmi x Ritchie makeup scene. We almost see them become sort of good again. I truly thought this would be the scene. I truly thought this was the scene. They were gonna have like the conversation that clearly needs to be had between the two of them. Last season there was so much animosity between them, but this season I don't know, so far it hasn't seemed like too much. I think there was like one yelling moment between them in the first episode, but aside from that, like it didn't seem like they were like hating each other as much as they did last season. But I thought this scene was going to be the moment where they finally talk, the hatchet's buried or whatever, they have the apologies, they have their, you know, moment where they talk things out. But it wasn't. It sadly wasn't. But I do think we're kind of getting closer to that, or we're starting to slowly like build to something like being okay between them. I don't know. They definitely don't seem like too animosity filled as they did last season, and I hope we keep building towards them being like good and friends. They love each other. Come on, that's family. That's family. Okay, now it's time for me to start quick firing things that happened in this episode, because actually this episode kind of had a lot going on in some points, and it felt a little messy at some points. Not messy like in writing stuff, just like messy in the way like, oh, it's not really an easy way for me to talk about it, because like we were like kind of bouncing from scene to scene, and there were like multiple scenes happening, and we were kind of like cutting back and forth between them. So that kind of makes it hard for me to talk about it in like a very succinct way for you right now. So I'm just gonna quick fire say some of those things that happened. Okay, so first up, Sid is still not signing that dang agreement, and she's also avoiding her dad's calls now for some reason. I don't really get it. Maybe because of the review. I guess maybe she hasn't talked to him since the review came out. Maybe he started trying to talk to her about that. But I feel like he's not even trying to talk to her about that. I think he's just like trying to be a dad and say hey, but she's like avoiding his calls. 2, we see Gary, aka Sweeps, getting like some sommelier help. I feel like my chair's low. Hold on. Sid set him up to talk to this person who's like a sommelier at this other restaurant, and he's like talking to them, and it's like a whole thing there, and it seems like he's finally getting his footing with sommeliering, which is like really nice to see. I don't know if that was the proper way to say that, but it's just fine. 3, the farmer's market hates them and is like cutting their orders in half, and because of that, Sid is telling Carmi like, oh, we have to start cutting back on the components we have on the plate. So like instead of like having 5 components per plate, we have to like cut it down to like 2 or 3. Carmi's like weirdly like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, no problem, yeah, we should definitely do that. And Sid's like, oh, like this was easy. I thought it would be like more of like a fight type of vibe. I think that's like what she was getting at. And he's like, oh, like, you know, I'm trying to be better. And yeah, so that was an easy conversation and chill vibes. Number 4, Ritchie and Co meaning like the front of house people, are trying to keep an eye out for the star person coming in. Apparently like now is like the time of year where they give out stars, so someone could maybe be coming in to like review them for that. So they're trying to keep an eye out for that guy, whoever that ends up being. We'll see. Number 5, we see that the beef to go window is doing absolutely awesome as per usual. I absolutely love that, and I love seeing Ibra happy. Like they're literally selling out in hours. It's so cool to see and so awesome to see. The one thing that's making a bunch of money can continue to make money, and I love that. And then number 6, we find out that Carmi has literally not met Sugar's baby yet, and we also find out her name, Sophie. Hi, adorable. Yeah, we find out that he hasn't met the baby yet, which is crazy, and Tina's the one that like clocks him for that. She's like, you haven't met the baby yet? Like what the heck? Hello? And then he calls Nat and apologizes about that, and she's like actually like, oh, that's like really sweet of you, like I really can't wait for you to meet her, like I'm so happy, I love her, blah blah blah. And then the conversation shifts and Sugar starts talking about like Carmi like being in love with cooking, and she's like, oh, it was so nice to see how much you loved it, like when she dropped him off at the airport when he was going to New York to like, you know, cook for the big chef guy, whatever. She was saying like, oh, she could see how much he like loved it, and it was like really nice to see how much he loved it. And then she follows that up with saying like, oh, if you don't love it anymore, that's okay, essentially. I hope I can insert that scene because I do feel like I just butchered that, sorry. But yeah, essentially she's like, if you don't love it anymore, like that's okay. You don't have to like pretend to love it or like push yourself to keep loving it. It's okay if you don't love it, which is a very interesting scene, very surprising. I feel like my chair has shrunk again, hello. Which is a very interesting scene, very surprising. I don't really get how we got there, but I'm interested to see how that like plays out further. Yeah, and then we move into the final scene of the episode, which I really didn't understand, but I am going to explain it to you because I feel like it's important, and I feel like I'm not supposed to understand it now, but I think it's gonna like build into something later. So essentially it is during service and things are getting busy. Tina has to move up for her station to go help Marcus with some dessert stuff, and as she's doing that, guess who's running expo's like, Tina, we need this pasta thing. And then like Tina's like, oh, I'm like finishing helping Marcus, I'll be there in a second. And instead Sid's like, you know what, no, I'll cover for Tina right now. So she goes to make the pasta thing, and it was established, I think in this episode, maybe in the last episode, it's like a really not hard dish to make, but it's like they're trying to make sure that their dishes get out like in under 3 minutes, 3 minutes or less. And this specific pasta dish has been taking Tina like more than 3 minutes, maybe like 5, 4:30. Like she's trying to get her time down, but it's always like 4:35-ish minutes that it takes her. There was a part in this episode where Tina's making a dish and she's like really trying to like get her time down, and then Jess comes over, is like, hey, it's okay, like take a break, you'll get it eventually, like you're making good time, you are getting your time down, you'll get it, just take a break, blah blah. And then Carmen's also like there with Tina, like staying next to her. He's like, it's fine, like 3 minutes is a crazy time to like get this dish, I couldn't even do this in 3 minutes, blah blah blah. All that to say, I hope I'm explaining this well for you. I'm sorry if it's not. Anyway, all that to say, Sid is making this dish right now, like I said, to cover Tina because she's helping Marcus. She's making the dish, and like Carmen's like timing her, like just like mindlessly, because like they're trying to keep like timers going for like every dish, because you know every second counts. So yeah, she makes the dish, plates it, does the, you know, hands, somebody take it, and then Carmen like stops the timer when she finishes making the dish, and the time is 2:39. 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Under 3 minutes, nicely under 3 minutes, crazily under 3 minutes, when like Tina was like pushing 4 and 5, and Carmen was like, oh, I couldn't even do like under 3, like under 3 is crazy. And then Sid easily did under 3. And then the episode ends there. I don't really know what that scene fully meant, especially like the way Carmen was looking at her. Like, I don't think it's jealousy. I'm gonna say off the bat, I don't think he's like jealous of Sid or something. I think it's just like he sees her and like he sees himself in her, maybe. Like he sees how he used to be when he was younger, and like just like getting in the business, whatever you want to call it, and like how much drive and hunger he had to like be good and whatever. I feel like maybe he sees that in Sid. I don't know. I definitely don't think he's like jealous of her. Like, oh my god, like she's so good. Like this is my competition. Like I don't see it that way. I think my chair has shrunk again. This is fun. This is really fun for me. Yeah, I think he just sees her as like a younger him. I think he just sees himself in her. I don't know. But that's how the episode ended. That was episode 2. I don't know where things are going. Once again, I will once again say I need this Sid thing resolved. Adam, yes to it. Adam, no to it. Sign the agreement. I don't know. I need that to be resolved though. I will say that one more time. And yeah, moving into episode 3, having a good time so far. Let's freaking go, baby. See you after. And we're back here to talk about episode 3, which is actually an easy one to talk about. So let's just jump right into it. We start things off with Slow Disco by St. Vincent playing, and just from that, I knew this episode was going to be great. And that song is specifically playing during a scene where Sid is like cooking up in the kitchen, and I must say the lighting in that scene is perfection to me, like absolute perfection. This show's so beautiful. I'm not even surprised. I know what this show does, and this doesn't even surprise me, but still I'm just like, it's so pretty. So yeah, that's playing. Sid is chefing up in the kitchen, making this like scallop dish thing, and after she's finished with it and done plating it, she asks Carmi try it, and he's like, it's perfect, better than perfect, we're putting that on the menu for tonight. Then we see Ritchie and Tiff talking on the phone. She's talking about the wedding, like, you're coming to the wedding, you better be coming to the wedding, blah blah blah. And honestly, I just want to say I am very excited for that wedding episode because I know everybody's going to be there. I also fear it's going to be the last episode of the season. I don't know, but that's just like my thought process. Like a big like event like that, I feel like that has to be like a last episode type of vibe, right? But I'm very excited for whenever that comes because I feel like it's going to be a potentially chaotic vibe. So many people in one room, everybody will be there. I feel like it's gonna be a vibe, and I'm excited to see that. Anyway, Jamie Lee Curtis cameo. Surprise Jamie Lee Curtis cameo. Woo! She's the realtor for Cicero's place. He's selling his house because he's hashtag poor, hashtag bankrupt. They didn't really go into the specifics of that, but like the market crashed, whatever that means. The market's effed, and he's losing a lot of money, and he's poor now, allegedly. I don't know. They didn't explain the logistics of it. I wish I knew, but at the same time, it would go right over my head. I'm not a finance girl. I'm not an economics girl. So then we get another Ibra scene, and he's like looking for a mentor. You know, like I said, he's trying to create opportunity and like doing things. I think he's like trying to like start a business. I'm really interested to see exactly where we're going with him, or maybe it's another thing that's going over my head because it's like business stuff. But he's like really like, you know, focused on the to-go window and trying to like make that into like a bigger thing, it seems like. I don't know, but right now he's getting like this mentor guy who is literally Jess's dad from New Girl, Rob Reiner. I'm guessing. I don't know. I think that's his name. Sue me. I don't know. But yeah, Ibro's like having him as his mentor and like helping him with like business stuff, reach his goals or whatever, you know, create opportunity. And Ibro is not playing around. He has spreadsheets, he has notes, he has this, he has that, he has all the information, he knows everything. And I'll say it again, I love that. I love it. It's so sweet to see. And next up, sadly, we see Sid still avoiding her dad's calls. We see him leaving a voicemail for her and it's just like, hey, I know you're busy, but like I love you. And it just makes me sad. And I'm just like, please don't let this man die. There's just something about a call from a parent and we're like seeing a voicemail and they're like, I love you, and the next thing you know, they're dead. So I hope that is not the case here. Please don't kill off that man. Please don't kill off that man. Please. I'm scared. Sid, call your dad back. Freaking call your dad back. I'm talking to you, Sid. Talking to anybody that needs to hear that, call your parents back, please. Then we move into service and we see a really nice moment between Ritchie and Carmi, where like Ritchie's like trying to do a surprise for these people because, you know, he wants to make every guest feel special and etc, etc. And this specific guest had apparently been talking about like wanting to try like the beef sandwich. So like Ritchie's about to like, you know, serve them up a beef sandwich, and Carmi stops him before he goes out to give them the sandwich. He's like, wait a second. And Ritchie's like, don't try to mess up my surprise, I'm giving it to these people, blah blah blah. And Carmi's like, no, like let me just like fix this up. And then he like plates the beef sandwich all nice, and it's like a really sweet moment to see. And Ritchie's like, thank you, chef. And Carmi's like, chef. And it was just a really cute moment to see. And I'm personally loving this new Carmi vibe. He's severely chilled out and it actually seems like in a very like good and healthy way, which is like crazy to see, but like so awesome to see. And then that is just like further proven when we finally see this man go to talk to freaking Claire Bear. We finally see him go to talk to this woman. This man is truly trying to do better and we love to see it. Actions, not just words. Carmen berzatto, doing the bare minimum, but I'll freaking take it and I'll clap for that white man. Anyway, yes, we move to see him talk to Claire, and that is a hard scene to watch. That is a hard scene to watch, but like in a good way, because like, you know, we're finally being honest and we're finally trying to get closure, and it's yelling and it's crying and it's like him finally saying I'm sorry and her being like I know and some other things, and it's a hard watch but in a good way. It's an important watch. I think you should just go watch that scene if you want. I can't really rehash exactly every single thing they talked about, but at the end of the day we do see like the closure between them, at least like kinda. It does seem like things end a little bit like rough between them, or a little bit like frosty. Like she kind of just like gets up and like heads back into her apartment. She's like, I hope you know, find what you're looking for. Good night. I gotta go. Bye. But at the same time, it's like, you know, closure isn't necessarily always going to end happily. So I feel like this might just be the closure that they get. I don't know. Definitely seems like he still has feelings for her. She definitely seems like she might have feelings for him, but like she doesn't want to. Validly so. She was literally like, you can't just ghost me. Like I know your whole family and you ghosted me. Like that was crazy. Like red flag central if you never want to get back with him. Validly so. I don't know. That might just be the closure for them. Maybe not. She's gonna be at the wedding. He's gonna be at the wedding. Let's see. Maybe things will cook there. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying words. We'll see. Anyway, though, after that scene, we see him walking away from her place and he calls up Pete and he's like, Pete, I need you to change something in the agreement, the partnership agreement. And that's how the episode ends. And my immediate thought is like he's pulling out of the agreement. He like wants to give it all to Sid, maybe. Give it over just like Sid and Sugar completely. I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know what's happening, but I'm interested to see what happens as per usual. Let's go into episode 4. Also, though, I do need to mention really quickly because I know this, I just smell that this is gonna come back. We were too focused in on this random man for him not to come back or like be brought up later, you know what I mean? So it was this other diner customer at the restaurant and he was like seeing Ritchie do this like really cool surprise for this other family, you know, the beef surprise, and he also like makes it snow. Don't even ask me how to explain how that worked. But this like other customer like sees this all happening, like talks to Ritchie for a second. He's like, wow, like you really made those people's night, like that's really cool, blah blah blah. And Ritchie's like, yeah, you know, that's just my job, like I love doing this, I love making people happy, etc etc. Typical Ritchie stuff. Very sweet to see. And yeah, I'm convinced that that guy that he was talking to is in fact the star guy that is going to give them a star. Mark my words. Come on, why else are we talking to this random guy that definitely looks like he could be a food critic? Exactly. And that's what I'm gonna leave you on. I'm done talking about episode 3, about to move into episode 4, and yeah, bye bye for now. Hello, I just finished episode 4, aka the episode written by Ayo, Edebiri, and Lionel Boyce. You can kind of see it there. I like paused it like right on the screen where it says like written by, you know, them. And that's just so sweet to me. That's just so sweet to me. I didn't know it was gonna be episode 4. I knew they co-wrote an episode for the season, but I didn't know which episode it was. Immediately though, from like the first scene of the episode, I was like, this feels like this is the one. This feels like this is the one. And I was right by the end of it, obviously. So also I was so tapped into this episode that I didn't even take any notes, and I'm not even gonna write down any notes. We're just gonna go off the top of the dome. It's actually a pretty simple-ish episode to rehash and talk to you about right now. So it's basically a Sid episode. We get a Sid-centered, Sid-centric, whatever you want to call it, episode, and I've prayed and hoped for times like these. Thank you very much. We start things off with seeing Sid taking out her braids because she has a hair appointment that day. And then we see her get a call from Mr. Adam Shapiro. Surprise, surprise. And for the first time, she's actually not avoiding his calls. She answers it. He says, like, he's at the, you know, new place that he's, like, doing whatever, like, you should come by, we'll check it out, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, well, I have, like, a hair appointment. I'm not gonna, like, I'm pretty busy today. And he's like, you can just come after. It'll be, like, 2 hours, right? She's like, no, not 2 hours, but like I'll try to like push it an hour, and like I'll come to you before the appointment. And he's like, okay, cool, great. So we see her go to the restaurant, you know, the bare bones of it all. It's obviously not built out yet, but like he shows her around, gives her the vibes and stuff, ideas he has, whatever. But he's like, Sid, like, I really want you to like take the reins and go crazy with this place. I want to see what you do. You know, we'll jam on menu and stuff, but like really this is like your reins. I want to see how you fly, and you're gonna hire everyone and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we skip to her at her cousin's house. Her cousin's a hair braider. She's braiding her hair, and then in the middle of it, she runs out of hair. Been there before. It's so crazy. She runs out of hair, so she's like, oh, I'm gonna go get some more. I'll be right back. Watch my daughter, TJ. She's 11, like, it's chill. She can handle herself for the most part, but just, you know, keep an eye on her, whatever. So her cousin leaves, and then Sid goes to like talk to TJ, like, hey, what's up? Oh, you're in 5th grade. How's school? You know, typical talking to kid things that it's like, as an adult, it's like a little weird or whatever. But it's just like, TJ's like essentially her cousin too. Isn't that how like the family tree works? It's like, if you're a cousin, then they have a kid, like that's your second cousin. Isn't that how that plays out? I don't know, but whatever. So yeah, they're just like talking, and TJ's on her iPad, typical kid behavior, and so it's like trying to like talk and be like, hey, let's have a little conversation. And then like she's not really that receptive. She's like, okay, I'm gonna head back downstairs, I'll see you later. And then TJ's like, hey, I'm hungry. And Sid's like, okay, like let's whip something up for you. And then they go to the kitchen, and there's like nothing in the cabinets. She's like, wow, there's really nothing here. And then they go to the store, get some hamburger helper. Sid gets some other food. We find out from the cousin that like she's losing her friends because like she's starting at a new school, and her friends all at this different school, and she's at this other school, and she's like kind of like losing touch with her friends. And like apparently there's a sleepover tonight that she found out about, and like they invited her out of pity, and she's like, I don't know if I want to go. And then it's like, oh, you know, maybe you could, I don't know, it's your decision, etc, etc. And then they get back to the house, and Sid's cooking up this like hamburger helper meal, but obviously like chefed up so well because of course. You think she's just gonna make hamburger helper? She's gonna make that, take it to the next level, one may say. So yeah, she's cooking it, and like TJ's helping her out too, and it's like a nice little wholesome moment to see. And Sid asks her like, oh, do you think you're gonna go to the sleepover? Like, what are you thinking? And TJ's like, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. Like, what would you do in this situation? Like, go to the sleepover that they like pity invited you, or like don't go and like forget about these friends, whatever. And this leads Sid to like doing a whole metaphor. She's like, oh, well, I kind of had a similar situation where I was invited to like 2 sleepovers at like 2 different houses. And TJ's like, that sounds like the opposite of my situation. And Sid's like, wait, hold on a second, hear me out here. And she essentially explains like the situation happening with like, you know, staying with the bear or going with the Adam Shapiro guy, but she does it in like sleepover terms and like houses terms, and it's very intense and honestly very funny to watch. All the like little metaphors and like the little like this relates to that and like how this connects to that. She literally calls Carmen, she's like, oh, there's like this big brother and he's like the best in the world at video games, obviously meaning like, oh, he's like the best chef in the world. And she's like, oh, like playing video games with him is like an honor sometimes, cooking with him is an honor sometimes. And like, oh, but like sometimes when I get like too good at the video game, he gets like a little funky with me and like a little weird. When she cooks better than him, he seems like he kind of gets a little off with her and blah, blah, blah. It's all metaphors like that. She describes like the Adam place as like this cool place with unlimited pizza, and like I have his credit card and I can do whatever I want at this house, and like blah, blah, blah. And the cousin's like, so like you should just choose like the house with your friends, because she describes the sleepover house with the bear as like all of her good friends. Like if she left, she wouldn't be friends with them anymore. And TJ's like, obviously like you should go with that house. But then she's like, oh, but at that house, like, you know, sometimes it's like really, really good, but then sometimes it's really, really crazy, and I don't know. And then teacher's like, okay, go to the house with unlimited pizza, like pizza's so awesome. She's like, yeah, pizza's awesome, but like at the same time, like I don't know if it'll like, you know, it seems perfect, but like the house is actually not even built yet. What if it's also bad and like crazy like how the other house is, and etc, etc. Honestly, they come to like no solution in that moment. She just like finishes cooking dinner, and then her cousin comes back after getting the hair, also a million other things. I was literally thinking like when they left the house to like go get the ingredients to get food, and like they literally walked to the you know, grocery store or whatever. I was like, how long is this woman gone to just get some hair? And then we see her come back later with the hair and also a bunch of other things, and it's really funny. And then she finishes up Sid's hair, and then it's really wholesome to see like the cousin to cousin interaction. Sid's like, oh, we need to hang out soon. She's like, yeah, what, you're gonna call me in like 6 months when you're not busy with work finally? And Sid's like, you know what, 3 Saturdays I'm off, and like, let's go hang out. Call up Mary, I'm assuming like another cousin, I don't know, but she's like, call up Mary, like she's gonna get drunk and we're gonna have fun and blah blah blah, like we're gonna have a little night out. And it's really sweet to see, and it's fun to see Sid happy, and I love that. Then she leaves the house. There's some text from Carmi talking about like the restaurant, like issues with the restaurant. There's another text from Pete that's like, hey, did you see the partnership agreement? And then Sid ends up calling Adam, and she's like, hey, you know, I just finished my hair appointment, like you want to go over some paperwork right now? He's like, yeah, come by, I'm still at the new place. And she's like, okay, yeah, I'll swing by. And the episode ends with her, I'm assuming, going to there. Going to there, that sounds wrong, but yeah, sure, we'll go with it, whatever. That was our episode. Does that mean the decision is made? She's going with Adam? Going with Adam. And I know last season, I was like, I'd support Sid in whatever decision she makes. You know, if she wants to leave and try something new, if she wants to stay, I hope she wants to stay. But if she goes to try something new, like, I'll support her. I love her. Whatever you want to do, girl, I'll stand with you. But now I'm like, don't leave, please don't leave, especially with Carmen like getting better, and also we don't even know what's really like going on with him, and like, is he pulling out of the agreement? Like, I want to go to the next episode so bad right now to see what happens there. But then at the same time, you know, the 2-month counter, once that's done, we're done. But then at the same time, like I said again, like the star guy, I'm convinced that guy was the star guy, and like we're about to get a star soon. So many things are happening, and I'm not scared or stressed at all. I'm happy and excited to see what is next. I'm so happy to be alive in a time that the Bear TV show is out and coming out into our world. I feel like me writing no notes was a very bad idea. I feel like I did not explain this episode well, but I loved this episode. Io, edebiri, Lionel, boyce, writing debut for the Bear. I know she's written for other TV shows and stuff. I don't know if he's written for anything else. I feel like maybe he has for like a show or something, but their writing debut on the Bear show. Loved it. Need them to write more. Need her to direct again. That would be really awesome. Would love to see him direct. I feel like he could do something like really cool and fun. Anyway, that's it. Thank you. See you after I watch episode 5. Will it scare me? We're gonna be halfway through at that point. I don't know. Hello, and we're back again after watching a very stressful episode 5. But before I get too ahead of myself, let's just take it from the top, shall we? I actually took good notes on this one, so let's just dive into it. So we start things off with Carmi at an AA meeting. He's not the one speaking, it's just this girl talking about like the story with her brother. I don't really feel the need to rehash it, but it was an interesting story. And then we cut to Carmi at like this guy's house. I forget what his name was, and I meant to look it up. Insert picture here, I guess, because I don't remember. But it's like, you know, like one of those historical landmarks. You can like walk through this famous historical person's like house and stuff, and he was like walking through there. What the heck did that mean? I don't know. Next up, let me just quick fire some things that happened at first in this episode, because it was kind of like a lot in the beginning, and then we kind of like chilled down to like scene, but then there were like quick scenes in the beginning, so let me talk about those quick scenes really fast. Sid finally talks to her dad, and it's a very brief conversation though that actually makes me sad, because I just want them to sit down and talk with each other. He really wants to talk to her, and it just makes me sad that like she's so busy and like can't make time for him right now. 2, we see Tina trying to crack a new dish, and she has her husband David try it. David, I love you, David. Best husband award goes to David. I love that man. Also find out that they're married in real life. Don't freaking talk to me. The sweetest thing I've ever heard personally. Thank you very much. Next on number 3, we see that Gary's trying to crack that sommelier stuff. It's very complicated. It does seem like such a complicated thing. I don't know, but he's like really trying to crack it, and I hope he like strikes gold soon with that, because we love Gary, we love Steve, we love everybody. We love everybody, and I just want to see them all thrive. You know what I mean? Number 4, Chester, Marcus's friend and roommate, sells Marcus's mom's house. He's a realtor now, became a realtor while Marcus was in Copenhagen, apparently. And he sold Marcus's mom's house. His first sale, first house done. Cool. Number 5, we see Ibra meeting with his mentor guy again, because he's really trying to like figure out how to like think big and create opportunity with like this go window thing. And the mentor guy, Rob Reiner, I saw his name on the thing, and now I remember it, and I think I did say that was his name, but now I know for sure that's his name, the real actor's name, obviously. He tells Ibra to stay small, like don't think big and try to expand this, like stay small and like franchise this like small thing. And boom, explosion, my head exploded. Brilliant idea. Keep the smallness of like to go window and just like franchise it. That's what he tells him to do. And Ibra's like, I don't know, like if the berzattos would like want to do that. He's like, they would love it, like your numbers are there, like it's a brilliant idea, like you should definitely do that, like they would love that. I hope next episode, or like in an episode soon, we see like Ibra talking to Jimmy Cicero and like comes to him with this brilliant idea, and Cicero's like, give you all the little money I have left because that's a brilliant idea. Like, duh, franchise that thing. It's like literally like a to-go Starbucks kind of vibe. And like you keep this small because it's only like the 3 of them working it. And it's like, yeah, 3 people this location, another 3 people that location. Like it's just so small and efficient, and it makes so much sense to like franchise it. Like boom, explosion, brilliant idea. Thank you, Mr. Mentor guy. Literally when this guy first came on, no offense, he kind of gave like scammy vibes because he was like, in 3 weeks I'll teach you everything you need to know. And I'm like, okay, Mr. Mentor. But I don't know, this guy kind of came up with a nice little idea built off of like everything that Eber was telling him, and was like, hey, this is what you should do with all this information and this beautiful thing that you have created in this to-go window. This is what you should do with that. Mr. Rob Reiner, thumbs up for me, sir. Now we're moving into like bigger chunk scenes. We see Tina talking to Carmi. She's like coming back from the farmer's market, and he's like helping her unload the truck. He's like, hey, this is all we got. It's like not a lot of stuff. She's like, yeah, like this is all we can afford now. And she tells him like, hey, we should probably just like have a consistent set menu. Like we can get more stuff that way. We can build off the stuff that we have and like do more with what we are getting from the farmer's market if we just keep with the consistent menu. And also if we kept with the consistent menu, then things would just get better. We'll get faster with like making these dishes if we keep it consistent. He's like, yeah, you're right, honestly. And then she also tells him like, hey, like I know you're trying to like push yourself and like you're trying to chase something, but hey, you don't need to chase anything. You don't need to like prove yourself. You are the best. Like, yeah. Next up, Marcus has made a new dessert and he has Carmi try it, and Carmi's like, this is perfect, this is beautiful, it's going out tonight, we're doing it tonight. And then Carmi also tells them like, hey, I got you some help, I got you some extra firepower back here. And guess who it is? Drum roll please. Loco! Will Poulter, Mr. Will Poulter, hello. He has made his appearance, and I have never been happier, and I have never smiled wider at my screen, except I did smile wider at my TV screen right there when there was a Luca and Sid scene. That was the funniest, most awesome, perfect scene to me ever. I did rewatch it 3 times. Sumi. I love them. I love the little banter together. They're so fun to me. The Luca and Sid scene, absolutely adored it. Love them. Love their little banter. Love their chemistry. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. They seem like good friends. They seem like they could be really great friends. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Thank you very much. Then we have a nice little moment between Jess and Ritchie, and that was like really nice to see. And that's also I'm gonna say on that. Thank you very much. Then we also get a really great conversation between Sid and Carmi, which is a nice wholesome little surprise. Carmi tells Sid that he wants to finally like keep the menu consistent, you know, take the best dishes that we like came up with over the last few months and like just keep them on a set menu. And he also says that it was selfish of him to decide that they should change the menu all the time. He says that he was like trying to push himself, and it was like selfish of him to like try to force you all to like keep up with that, and it was like not a chill thing to do, which I agree with, which I concur with, and I'm glad. It's just really nice to see like he's actually really trying, and he's like really trying to do better. Actions are speaking louder than the words. I love it. And then also in that scene, we're finally about to hear what the like terms have changed of this partnership agreement. But then Sugar enters the kitchen with the baby, and that is the only interruption I will allow and be okay with. If it was anybody else interrupting that moment where I was finally about to hear what is this partnership agreement, what's changed in it, I would be very upset. But it's Sugar and it's Miss Baby Sophie, so I was okay with it. I was happily okay with it because we love Sugar and we love the baby and we love seeing Sugar be a mom, and it's very sweet, and everybody was smiling like, oh my gosh, baby, hi, sweet. It's very cute. Anyway, then things become very uncute because we end this episode with finding out that Sid's dad had a heart attack. Pain. All I feel is pain. That was literally the scariest scene ever because like it's a phone call, like this random number keeps calling her, and she's like, oh, this number keeps calling me, like I should go take it. So she goes outside to take the call, and like we don't hear what they're saying, we just see like her reaction to like whatever they're saying to her. And I was genuinely like, no, they're not telling her dad's dead. They're not telling her dad is dead right now. Please God, they're not telling her this. She's like, oh, yeah, this is she, blah blah. Okay, thanks. And then she like hangs up the phone, and like we see Carmi coming out also outside. He's like, oh hey, so like maybe we could finish our conversation from earlier. But like she like interrupts them, and she's like, oh, my dad had a heart attack, he's in the hospital right now. And when she said that, I was like, okay, it's fine, he's not dead, he had a heart attack, he's in the hospital, this is good. My body was like going into like shock. Something was happening. I was ready to like burst out into tears. It was so scary. I was like, no, please don't kill her dad off right now. Never, not right now, and not ever, please and thank you. It was very scary. But he not just had a heart attack, but like he's not dead, you know, like it's just just that, and he's in the hospital, and Carmen's like, oh, like, we'll get you a van, like, it's okay, like, we're gonna go, like, I'll go with you. She's like, no, I'll just go by myself, blah blah blah, like, it's okay. He's like, you sure? She's like, yeah, please don't tell anyone. And then it cuts with him being like, yeah, we're gonna get you a van, and like, we're gonna go. So we don't see her go to the hospital. It ends like right there at that scene. That was episode 5. We had high highs, Luca and Sid scene, and we had low lows, Sid's dad in the hospital. Not fun, really not fun. Anyway, I think my seat has shrunk once again. That's okay. Hello, it's me in the middle of the night, back here one more time to talk about episode 6. So Carmi literally ends up telling everyone about Sid's dad's heart attack, even though she told him not to tell anyone. But it's okay, and I'm personally okay with it, because like everyone was like so worried about Sid and like, hey, like what happened to her, like is she okay, blah blah. So he finally just like told everyone the truth so they wouldn't think like something was wrong with her. So it makes sense why he had to tell people, but it's still just like he folded kind of immediately. It was a little funny to watch.
Sid is not going to be able to be with us tonight, but everything's fine. It's gonna be good. We got Luca here.
Where's she at?
So, huh?
Where's Sid?
She received a call, and she got called out.
She got called out?
Yeah, she got a call.
What do you mean? What
Okay,
happened? What do you mean, Carmen? Where is she? Where?
Her dad had a heart attack. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. He's okay right now. She told me not to tell anybody, so let's just keep it quiet, get to work, yeah?
Anyway, then we go to the hospital and we see like Sid like freaking out, like talking to like the receptionist ladies, like, I don't know, like my dad's here, I don't know. The lady's like, what's his name? She tells him his name. She's like, you can have a seat for a second, blah blah blah. And then we see Claire show up and she's like, Sydney, like what are you doing here? And then Sydney tells her about her dad and his heart attack and stuff, and like Claire finds out a bunch of information about it, and it's like, okay, it's not like the worst one ever, like it's actually a quote-unquote good heart attack to have. She's like, it's a 1st degree thing, not a 2nd degree. I think that's what she says. I don't know doctor speak, man, whoops. But she's basically like, he'll be okay, it's gonna be fine. And then finally in this scene, we firsthand get to see why everybody calls Claire great. She is great. She was awesome in the scene, finding all this information for Sydney. And then there was a moment where Sydney's like literally bawling her eyes out, and she's like you know, comforting her. It's like, it's okay, it's okay. And I also want to heavily mention the moment where she's like bawling her eyes out, because she's like talking about how her dad's like always worrying about her, and she feels bad about that because like, you know, she hasn't been worrying about him and stuff with her mom, and she's like, I don't want to lose my dad, and etc etc. You know, the emotions when you find out a loved one is not doing well. But anyway, edebiri in this moment, so good. Give her Emmy right now. Perfect performance there. So sad, which means it was so good, you know what I mean? Exactly. Also, I really love this Claire and Sid scene because I love edebiri and Molly Gordon's friendship IRL. They're so sweet. I love them. I'm pretty sure they've been friends for literally like forever, like a really long time. That's just like really sweet to see. And I finally get it. I won't say I love Claire Bear, but I think I can say I like her now. Then we see a Sid and Carmi phone call. Also, full disclosure, we're just getting to the nitty-gritty of what happened in this episode. I'm skipping the stuff that does not feel super important. Sorry about it if I'm skipping your favorite scene, favorite moment, whatever. This is just like the big chunks, the big things that mattered to me. And also I feel like just what mattered in this episode and what we really needed to know. So we see a Sid and Carmi phone call. She calls him. He's like, is everything okay? She's like, yeah, it's good. He's like, do you need anything? She's like, no, I'm okay, thank you, I really appreciate you. He's like, yeah, same here. That phone call ends, and then we immediately see him get a phone call from Adam Shapiro, the guy to, you know, the opportunity. You know who he is at this point. Carmi gets a phone call from him, and do we get to see that phone call happen? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Of course we don't see it. Instead, we cut to a very sweet scene where Sid finally gets to see her dad, and she's like, you know what, I can move back in if you want, like whatever, like I'll do, you know, I'll be here for you. And he's like, I forbid you to move back in. This would have happened like no matter what. Like, you're doing good. I forbid you to move back in. And they have a sweet little hug moment, and I love to see it. It's so sweet. So cute. I love it. I simply love it. And then there's even more sweetness because we then see everyone leave a very cute and wholesome voicemail for Sid. Let's insert that clip here. Let's insert that clip here, please.
Hey, Mama, it's us. We love you. We're here for whatever you need. We love you, Sid.
And after that, we're tripling on the sweetness because we finally see Carmi hold his knees. We see him hold little Sophie, and it's so adorable to see. And it's really funny how much he's like struggling. He's like, oh, like, okay, because the baby's like obviously like moving. It's a baby, it moves. He's like, oh, okay, like shifting around like he's never held a baby before. And it's really fun to see because we know Mr. Jeremy Allen White is like is literally father of the year, one may say. So it's funny just seeing him like, I don't know what to do with this thing. And that's what we call good acting, right, kids? Yeah, Cool. Awesome. Also, we find out at the end of this episode that the alleged star guy is coming in tonight, and he's apparently been to the restaurant 2 times before already, using different names, so they never really like caught it, I guess. They didn't show us the picture of what this guy looks like. Richie was flipping through a binder that Neil gave him, and like we saw a glimpse of a picture, but like I couldn't really fully see it. But I'm still convinced it is the guy that I called out before, you know what I mean? And that was pretty much the episode. Yeah, I kind of just gave like the big chunks of like the big important things that happened. It's also really interesting just to go back to the Shapiro phone call, because like we see, you know, he's getting the call from him and we see him pick up, and then we cut to something else. But then when we cut back to like the kitchen again and we see like Carmi talking to Luca, and then like Carmi holding the baby and like talking to Sugar, he doesn't seem like super affected by the phone call, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't seem like he's like reeling from it, whatever it was, and I don't know. And he definitely doesn't talk about it with anyone, doesn't even mention it at all. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm so scared. Me watching the bear equals me being scared all the time. Scared and stressed. Really fun. Super fun for me. Anyway, that's that. Very short talk about all I need to say is I love Luca and I love seeing him on my screen. Thank you. That's it. See you when I watch episode 7. Hello, we're back. Good morning. It's time to talk about episode 7, baby. Let's freaking go. It was the wedding episode. The wedding episode did in fact not happen on the last episode like I suspected. It was just like a little middle of the road episode. Very fishes coded, I'm realizing now. Very fishes coded in the way that it was 1, an hour long episode. And then 2, we see like all that extended family that was in the fishes episode. So we see Miss Sarah Paulson, John Mulaney, Bob Odenkirk. What are their names in the show? Beats me. Actually, I do know their names. You know, Michelle, Stevie, and Lee. Yeah, all of them are here in this episode. Tiff's wedding, we love to see it. And honestly, like I said, it's an hour-long episode and a lot happens, but not like, I don't know, not like a lot where I need to like tell you every single thing that happens, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to say my fave moments, big moments for me that happened in this episode. Thank you. So I feel like I'm like low. I don't know. Let's try to sit up and have good posture for once. So we find out that Brie Larson is a freaking fact. She's Francie Fack, also known as Sugar's worst enemy. However, by the end of this episode, like they make up and become friends again, which is cute. But, like she was literally Sugar's like nemesis, and we saw and heard about that in past episodes, past seasons, but we never knew the exact reasons why, which is honestly, it started to be like a running joke to me and like really funny, and I know they did that on purpose, but it's just like, so like what happened between two? She's like, she knows what she did. She knows what she did. And it's like, but I don't know what she did. Tell me, please. And it seems like we'll never like know the full extent of it. They kept having like some arguments in the beginning of this episode, and it was like, okay, like maybe I can try to catch and see what they're saying, like what is this about? But it was like really hard to kind of keep up. They're friends now, so I guess that's all that matters. But I was so tired of seeing facts. I was so tired of a new fact coming in. However, since it's Brie Larson, I'll allow it. Francie Fack, I'll allow her because it's Brie Larson. Thank you very much. So for the wedding, Ritchie brings Sid as his +1, and at the beginning we see him like spiraling, like being like really nervous and like freaked out about it, like they're outside like in an alleyway or something, and Sid's like comforting him in like a very Sid way, and it's like very sweet to see, you know, like awkward Sid vibes or whatever, but like she's really helping him get through this moment. And honestly, I now need to take a moment to talk about the development of their friendship, guys. Let's remember in season 1 when she literally stabbed this man. And now they're like best friends. He's bringing her as a +1 to this wedding because like he knows like she'll be like a comforting person to like have there with him, whatever, like they're best friends. The development of their friendship, please. She stabbed him, guys. Remember that? She literally stabbed him. They hated each other season 1. And freaking look at them now. Don't talk to me about that. But yeah, it's just really nice to see. Also, throughout this episode, Ritchie is literally seen as like the most awesome guy ever. The maturity this man walks through this situation, the way like after that moment where he's like freaking out in the alley and Sid's like, it's gonna be okay, everything's gonna be fine, don't throw up in my shoes, please don't throw up in my open-toed shoes. And then after that we just see him like flip a switch in a way, and like he's just like really great throughout this whole episode. The maturity navigating this whole thing, I just love it. Literally couldn't be me at my ex-wife's wedding. The stepdad's soon-to-be husband is talking to me about like how he wants to have a good relationship with my kid. I am one that will hold a grudge for you if you want me to. Like Ritchie likes him, is like cool, and like, you know, is fine with like him trying to be a good stepdad to his daughter and stuff. But me, Me, I'm like, Frank, stay away. I don't like you. Don't try to be a new dad to my daughter. Are you kidding me? I'll not like him for you, Ritchie. And we also low-key see Sid doing a bit of that, like where they're walking through the house at one point, and like they're looking at pictures on the walls, and she's like, wow, this is like what does he do for a living? He was like something with like tech, and she's like, yeah, it's probably like AI. He probably like sucks. Yeah, and it's just nice to see. Ritchie's a great guy throughout this whole episode, and I love to see it. He's actually like helping Frank try to talk to Ava because like she's like freaking out about a dance thing, and Ritchie's trying to like help Frank like get in her good graces, get on her good side, whatever. Also, Ritchie's having this moment with Jimmy where they're like talking about like random stuff, and Ritchie makes this metaphor or analogy, whatever you want to call it, to Jimmy. He's like, oh, I feel like I'm the person that like brings people together, talking about like sand and like this like Zen garden thing, and how like the sand is what brings people together and like connects people. And Ritchie's like, I feel like I'm the sand, you know, I bring people together. And honestly, that's so sweet, and I do concur with that, Ritchie. We see Carmen and his mom finally have a conversation. It is actually the worst conversation ever. She's like super chill and normal, but he obviously, all the past trauma that comes with like being in conversations with his mom, talking with his mom, interacting with his mom, he's immediately spiraling, in real time spiraling during that conversation, during like the brief like normal small talk type conversation, and it's just so awkward and like it's not looking good. But then Sid and Ritchie like come in, swoop in, and like save Carmen. He's like, hey Carmen, like they need you in the kitchen, like did you forget about that thing that you have to do? Like you have to go in the kitchen like right now, like you need to go, they need you in the kitchen. And he's like, oh yeah, I need to go to the kitchen. And he goes to the kitchen, and then from there we see like a nice Donna and Sid conversation, because then Ritchie gets pulled from the conversation. That's when Frank is like needing his help, whatever. So then we see a Donna and Sid conversation that's actually really nice and really sweet. Donna's so normal and chill, she's like not drinking anymore, it's like a good vibe, a good conversation between her and Sid. We love to see it. They even have a hug. That was really sweet to see, like what the heck. But their conversations about like family and like work family versus like traditional family, how your work family like becomes your family sometimes, because Donna talks about like her time like working in the beef, like back when the restaurant was run by like the dad, not even by Mikey, you know, back when, way back when. And then she's asking Sid like, oh, how is it working in the restaurant? You know, I used to work there before, you know, what it is now, obviously. And Sid's like talking about that, like, oh yeah, it's great. And Donna's like, so what's Carmen like as a co-worker? And Sid's like saying like all good things about him, like, oh, he's great, he's like the best, like I've always looked up to him type of vibe. When he was in New York, this is like before we knew each other, like I went to his restaurant, it was literally the best meal I ever had, like he's so great, one of the greats in the world, blah blah blah. It's just like a really sweet conversation between them, and then it ends with Donna being like, I'm gonna head out, can you like cover for me, I'm gonna like slip out the sides. And Sid's like, yeah, no problem, like it was nice meeting you, this is good, see you later, bye. Then we get a very sweet and wholesome under the table scene. So as I mentioned before with like Eva and how she doesn't want to do this dance thing, and like Frank's like freaking out about that, whatever, and Frank's like, I can't get her out from under the table, like Ritchie help me please, blah blah blah. So we have an under the table moment where it starts off with Claire, Frank, and Ritchie under the table, and then suddenly like everybody just like slowly trickles in under the table and is like trying to like help Ava out. Everybody says what their like deepest fear is, or like what they're afraid of, and we like go around, everybody's like saying their things, and it's like sweet to see, because like they're trying to help her be like, hey, it's okay, whatever you're afraid of, it's fine, you don't have to hide under here, you know, we'll push through it, whatever. And then her mom, Tiff, is also in there too. She's like, you don't have to dance, you don't have to do this dance, like it's fine, like you don't have to dance, it's okay. And then they all come out from under the table, and that was a very sweet little moment to see. Yeah, we also see Carmen and Claire, what seems like making up in this episode. It looks like they have like a nice little combo. It's very chill, very reminiscent of like one of the first combos they had back in season 2, you know, when they like were first like reconnecting from like after high school and whatever. It was a very sweet and chill combo, nice to see. Carmen like is being open and honest with things that he like technically lied to her about before, like how he got the scar on his hand. He told her that he like grabbed a hot pan or whatever, and like that's what burned him. But it was actually after Sugar called him and told him about Mikey, like when he was in New York, and she called him and told him about Mikey dying. He like grabbed a burner so that he didn't have to like think about it, and that obviously burned him. And he's like, yeah, it wasn't a hot pan, it was me like doing that. And Claire's like, I had a feeling it wasn't a hot pan, but she like didn't want to push him on like telling her the truth right then in that moment, because I do remember that scene from like season 2, 3, I can't remember. They kind of blend together low-key, like with their relationship stuff, like season 2 parts of the relationship and season 3 parts of their non-existent relationship that was also just like flashbacks, kind of blends together. So I don't really know exactly where that's from, but I do remember them having that conversation and her asking about that scar on his hand and him saying it was like a hot pan. And she's like, wow, you must have grabbed it like real hard. Like she kind of didn't believe him in that moment. And then in this moment, it's like confirmed, like she didn't believe that, oh, you just grabbed a hot pan. But also she didn't want to push him and like try to get the truth from him back then in that moment. And she wasn't even like really asking for the truth right now. He just like randomly brought that up, which is like nice to see. He's really trying to be better. He's trying to be more honest, trying to be more open. It's really nice to see. And I do fear, kids, we might have a spin the block situation on our hands, which I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing, because if Carmi continues down this like good and healthy path that it seems like he's on, I could see them both wanting to try again and like things actually working out this time around because it can be more healthy. I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not necessarily opposed to it, which is a crazy thing for me to say because I've never been the biggest like Claire lover, whatever. I just think it was like bad timing. I just think it was like really bad timing, them bringing her into the show and like bringing her into his life because of like, you know, that was when the restaurant was like being built. We all need to be like head in the game, laser focus on the task at hand, and all the Claire stuff was like us as an audience seeing her as like his obstacle to like keeping his head in the game and like keeping like not being distracted and blah blah. So yeah, it made it seem like, oh, we're not supposed to really like Claire right now because she's supposed to be the distraction, the obstacle. Now I'm like, you know, the restaurant's open, they could be good. They could be good. They could be fine. I'm not opposed to it. Whatever. And then finally, the final thing I want to talk about is that it seems that Sid has made a decision. Allegedly. It's not fully stated, but allegedly it seems like she's made a decision. We see that she's apparently been like ghosting Shapiro. We see a message on her phone. It's from him saying like, hey, what's up? Like, you disappeared. And after that conversation with Donna with like the work family or his traditional family and how your work family becomes your family, blah, 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 it does seem like she wants to stay. I don't know, there's something about like her vibe during that conversation, like the reaction she was having during that conversation just felt like something was like maybe like clicking into place a bit. I don't know. Then we also see everyone's like dancing at the end and Ritchie asks her to dance. It's so sweet. I love it. And they're like dancing and Ritchie asks her, because at the beginning of the episode she was like, oh, I have something like I want to tell you or something like that, like, oh, something I'm nervous about. And he was like, oh, what's up? And she's like, oh, I'll tell you later. And then at the end of the episode he like circles back to that. He's like, oh, what did you want to tell me earlier? Like, what was that thing you're nervous about? And she's like, oh, you know, it doesn't matter, it was like a choices, decisions. He's like, oh, like, is it good? And she's like, yeah, there was really only one choice to be made at the end of the day, so there was really like one option. Can't remember the exact word she says. Maybe I'll insert a picture here of the line, whatever, but it's like she was basically saying like there was only one choice, one option at the end of the day, and I think we all know what that one choice is. The bear, staying with the bear. But Sid do be all over the place, so I will not trust any decision she's made until she signs that dang partnership agreement. Thank you very much. I didn't expect to talk so long about this episode. Yeah, now we're moving into episode 8, the final 3. Let's see what happens, and yeah. Hello, here I am to talk about episode 8. We're sitting on the floor now because I just love the lighting here and it's daytime, so I'm basking in this lighting right now. Notes are here. Let's freaking talk about episode 8. So we start things off with another Sid Carmi parallel to add to the compilation, people. Woo! But also like not woo, because it's literally Sid having a nightmare. She's doing like the bear show, like what Carmi did in season 1. She's doing like her version of it, and it's sort of like the nightmare cooking show. Insert a clip here, hopefully. And then we also finally circle back to that quick scene I mentioned that happened at the beginning of episode 1 in this season, and we finally see like the full scene of it, and it's like Sid just having a nightmare, having her like bear moment, like Carmi having a nightmare where he's like walking up to the bear cage. She's kind of having her moment of that, and it's sad and confusing. Like, she's becoming Carmi. She's like starting to go down this bad path. I don't know what it means. Let me give you a hug, girl. Come here. Come on. Let me give you a hug. Then we see that the decision truly has been made. Oh, wooga baby. We see her calling Adam, and she's like, hey, I can't come work for you or like with you. I need to stay at the bear, finish things out here. He's like pissed, which is like validly so. You know, he thought he was about to work with this person, and now they're backing out on him kind of like last second. Also, she's been like bad at communicating, but she addresses that she's been bad at communicating with him, and she thanks him for like being patient with her and blah blah blah. But yeah, he's like still like validly pissed. He's like, you're going with the sinking ship. Best of luck to you, Sid. Bye. Hangs up the phone, and that's that. But thank you. I'm glad we get to see the decision. Finally. Thank you. But also now I'm like, okay, but what was that phone call between him and Carmi? Like, what was that about? Was it literally just nothing? I refuse to believe that the writers literally did that for absolutely no reason. But then I'm also like thinking back, I'm like, was that actually Sid getting a call from him? But I'm like, no, it was definitely Carmi getting a call from Shapiro. Like, I remember seeing his hands holding his phone, seeing that, and he answered it. So like, what was that phone call about? Are we gonna talk about it? Is Sid gonna talk to Carmi about like all the stuff that happened, or is she just gonna like sweep it under the rug and like keep it pushing? I don't know. In my dream world, they'd like talk and actually have a conversation about it, and we'd fully and like healthily push this to the side, you know, close this chapter, book, plot line. But this isn't my dream world, so I fear that might not happen, or at least not anytime soon. So that's great. That's so great. Next, we see a sweet little moment between Sugar and Peter. I love Peter. I love Peter and Sugar. I love them together. They're so sweet and in love, and they love the baby. And we just see like the baby sitting between them. It's like 6 in the morning, like right before, you know, everybody's about to start going to work and stuff. It's just super sweet to see. Super sweet to see. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. Then we see a bunch of like pre-service stuff happening. We also see that the timer is literally on 18 hours left, so it seems like tonight's gonna be like the last service. So like throughout this episode we just see pre-service stuff. That just suddenly happened. Literally, like, we resumed in on the timer at first, and like I saw 18 and then like the minutes in that, and I was like, there has to be another number there, it can't just be 18. And then we like zoomed out and it was just 18 there, and I was like, oh, so things are actually coming to an end, huh? Right. So yeah, we just get a bunch of pre-service scenes, them prepping for tonight. Luca and Tina scene. We get a Luca and Tina scene. I definitely have said this in the last bear video I did, but I'll rehash it, re-say it right now. I love when like two characters that I never expected to have a scene together has a scene together. So Luca Tina scene, absolutely love it. Tina's like talking to him about like, oh, I can't like crack this, I can't like get my last 30 seconds off for this pasta dish, I just like can't do it. And he's like, well, if you can't do it, you know, you can't do it, it is what it is, you can't like beat yourself up about it, like it's okay, etc, etc. And they also talk about like pressure and how Tina's like, oh, I don't want to feel like pressure, and he's like, you know what, sometimes like pressure is like good, and like pressure in the kitchen like helps you perform your best and blah blah blah, like you like start craving that pressure. She's like, huh, interesting like way to think about it, like maybe she'll start craving that pressure, who knows. It was just a sweet little scene. I adore Luca, and I adore him forever and ever and ever, and keep him around forever and ever and ever, and I just keep him around, please. Because like that him and Tina scene, and then there's like a him and Marcus scene where Marcus is telling him about his dad, and like he was gonna see his dad today, but then he like chickened out, not like chickened out, but just like backed out last second, like he didn't want to go anymore and like talk to his dad, because we also know that Marcus has a very estranged relationship with his dad. It's only been like him and his mom, and you know, his mom has passed away, so like now his dad's like coming out of the blue for some reason and trying to like reconnect, and Marcus is like not really down for that, which is validly so. You do not have to be down for that. And yeah, he was gonna go meet up with his dad that morning at like a little diner thing, then he backed out last second. He was like about to walk in the door, saw his dad like sitting through the window, his dad's back was turned to him, and then he just was like, I can't do it, walked away. And he told Luca about all of this, and Luca was just like giving some like little advice, listening. We adore Luca. I adore Luca. Thank you. There are also some Jesse and Ritchie moments during this episode, and I love to see that as well. They're like talking about their lives and just like having good conversation. She's just like trying to catch up, like, you know, she's new here, so she doesn't really know like the lore and stuff. So like there's like a picture of Mikey hanging. She's like, who's that? And he's like, oh, Michael, like Carmen's brother. And he talks about like, you know, some past stuff there. And then Ritchie like also asks her about like her life, like, oh, your first job, like, oh, you're so good at folding napkins. She's like, yeah, this is like my first job, essentially, you know, staging front of house at this like restaurant, whatever. He's like, oh, like, where did you do that? Was it in Copenhagen? She's like, no, like, I wish. He's like, why do you wish? She's like, I wasn't good enough to like go there and like do all that stuff. But she's like, oh, I got better and blah blah blah. Really nice to see them talk and have a good time. And they're crushing on each other. Just gonna say it, sumi. I'm gonna say it, they're crushing on each other, and it's very cute to see. I love seeing like the early stages of a crush. It's so adorable, like they're talking to each other, like having conversations, and then there's some moments where it's like a little awkward because it's like, oh, there's like a bit of tension here, but neither of us are talking about it, so that's what makes it awkward, but like sweetly awkward. And I just love seeing like the beginning stages of like a crush. They're definitely crushing on each other, and I'm down for it. Thank you very much. Literally saw that from like last season, but who am I to, you know, really jump to conclusions about things. But now that she's like more in the show now, working at the bear, come on, put those two together, come on. But that's really funny because Bear is like such like not a relationship type of show. Like the Carmi Claire thing, like that's like pretty much the only relationship we have aside from already established relationships. Like we don't really see like new relationships happen aside from Carmi and Claire. But yeah, the Bear's like such not a relationship show, but I want them to tap into that so bad, please. It's just so obvious, but like in a really cute way and not in like a forced looking way, you know. Then we see Mr. Computer come in and he's talking to Sugar because like I said, the timer's down to its last like day, 18 hours less than a day, like things are running to an end. And Sugar's having him like these numbers, and she's like, these numbers are like good, right? And he's like, yeah, there's definitely gotten better, not like miracle, oh my god, like so much better, but like definitely better. It seems like they're just like barely getting by at this point. Like it's definitely not going downhill, it's like steady, maybe like a little increase there, but it's nothing that he's like, oh, like this is like miracle vibes, like you guys should stay open forever vibes. But Sugar's like, we should be able to stay open and keep going, like we're doing fine, like, you know, our numbers are good, we're not going downhill, we're not like losing money, we're like making money, we're like getting by essentially. But he's like, why would you want to keep going and like just like delay the inevitable? You should just pack things up. Why would you want to keep going? And the conversation ends with him asking her that question, why would you want to keep going? And then we pan to like the wall, and it's like a collage of pictures, and it's like, yes, that's my why, all these people, like literally my family, I want to keep going because of them, because we're building something really great here. here and I want to keep that freaking pushing. Then we see the episode end with Carmi about to walk into his mom's house with a box of photos that he found in the basement. He like half mentioned that to her in the wedding episode, and then apparently she kept calling Sugar and like asking her about it, and then Sugar came to the restaurant and was like, what is this photo thing mom's talking to me about? Like, I just like, she keeps calling me about it. What are you talking, like, what is this? He's like, oh yeah, the box photos in the basement. She's like, okay, yeah, can you go get that and like literally give that to her right now? He's like, right now, like I'm busy, you know, pre-service stuff. And so it's like, oh, I can take care of it, it's fine. And he's like, thanks, chef. And she's like, you should just like get this over with now. So this is what we see him getting it over with now, and he's about to walk in and the episode ends there. Also, I feel like maybe it's kind of important to mention right before he walks in the house, we see a phone call between him and Claire, and definitely seems like things are on like the right track with them. Definitely not relationship core, but like maybe they're trying to be friends first, which is like best foundation, you know what I mean? Right, cool. And yeah, that's episode 8, about to move into episode 9. Nothing else to say there. See you after that. Be bye now. That's correct. Yep. Hello, and we're back here to talk about episode 9. Also, slight cat cam. My cat's in the bed now, chilling, sleeping, doing cat things. You know how it is. Let's just jump right into episode 9. So we pick up right where we left off with Carmi going to his mom's house. He's at the door with the box of photos, and he's like, oh, here you go. And she's like, oh, can you like come in for a second? He's like, like he's very hesitant at first, but ultimately he does go in, and yeah. And then we cut to a Sid and Cicero scene, and I love those. I love seeing a good Sid and Cicero scene. He's like, I feel like I let you down, you know, by like cutting the hose, cutting the thing, cutting the money off, whatever, which is like, it was really not his decision to do that. He lost all his money. Like, of course he's gonna have to cut off the restaurant too, but he's still like, I let you down, I feel bad about that, sorry, whatever. And Sid's like, no, it definitely feels like the other way around. Like, we let you down, we messed up a lot, it was very chaotic, and we were very dysfunctional, like we let you down, etc. And then Jimmy, Unky Cicero's also like, oh, I loved watching you grow, like you were such a hard-working professional person, and it's been so awesome to see you like grow and like step up, and it's awesome. And Sid's like, stop it, very Sid coded, avoiding compliments, you know, that's very Sid coded, like I just said. And then they have a cute little hug moment, which is very nice to see, and I love that. Then we go back to Carmi and his mom, and they're like sitting at the table, and she's like showing him pictures of people, like, oh, do you remember this family member? He's like, no. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter, they sucked anyway, here's another picture, just like looking at the pictures, going through old family members, etc. And then we go into Donna apologizing to Carmi about like everything that happened in his childhood, and how like mean she was, and how like scary she was to like him and Sugar and Mikey. She was like really bad about all that, and she's like finally apologizing for it. And Carmi's also apologizing because he's like, oh, I wasn't there, like, you know, when stuff got like bad with Mikey, and like all the stuff that like went down to like post-Christmas, you know, he feels like he like ran away from it all, and he's like sorry about that now. Honestly, this whole moment between them, and just like all the moments throughout the episode with them together, it just reminded me a lot of Donna and Sugar last season when Sugar's having the baby at the hospital, and they finally had that conversation with each other that they needed to have, you know, the first step to healing this like very tumultuous, very messy, dysfunctional relationship. That was like the first step of healing for Sugar and Donna. And I feel like this conversation, this whole moment, all this time, I feel like he's at her house for a couple hours, it ends up being the whole time he's at her house, it's definitely like that first conversation, that first step to healing this tumultuous relationship, and we love to see it. She's like, I really want to be in your life if you like let me, because I feel like I know nothing about you, like I hear about all these things from other people about you, and like how great you are, and like how much of a good chef you are, and like all the good things you're doing. I don't know about that, I don't get to see that, and I really want to get to see that, and I really want to be in your life again. And he's like, I would like that, essentially. And you know, like I said, first step to healing is a good conversation, and we got that from them, and that was really nice to see. Very reminiscent of Nat and Donna last season. Really nice to see. Then we find out in this episode that Eber's Creations for Opportunity, aka the franchising idea, might just end up being the thing to save the restaurant. Yeah, that's great to hear. I could go to logistics of it, but I feel like I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm gonna try to keep it as like succinct as possible. And also I might just be like saying this all wrong, and maybe this is even the right thing, but this is what I got. Essentially, if they franchise, all the money that they'll be making from like these little small little to-go, all these small little to-go windows, franchises, like little spots they have, all of the money that they make from there can help fund the restaurant and like everything that's happening at the restaurant. Because it's like one to-go window can't sustain the restaurant, even though it's like making a lot of money, but like they're like, oh, but 3 to-go windows could potentially make enough money to like sustain the restaurant, which is great, which is awesome to hear. We literally love that. And that's what I got from it. That might be completely wrong, but that feels right to me. So yeah, if it's wrong, correct me in the comments, but do so nicely. I am sensitive. Thank you very much. Then we see Sugar get a phone call, and it's from Food and Wine, and we find out that Marcus is on their list of the best new chefs. First off, I know that's right. Of course he's best new chef, period. But then second, Oh my gosh, like I literally did cry at that moment because like she kind of like built it up a little bit and I was like, oh, is it going to be Sid? Because you know that would be like the obvious choice, very whatever. I would have also cried if it was Sid, but finding out Marcus, like with his story and just like everything that we like learned about him, it just makes it so much better to me. Like it just warms my heart even more. Like he didn't go to culinary school, he didn't do like the traditional track with like chefing, and chefing sounds crazy, but with like cooking or whatever. He just learned there, and like they really like cultivated him and like helped him, pushed him, cultivated his creativity, and it's just like it's proof right here. Food and Wine's best new chef, Marcus Brooks, baby. Yeah, I did cry at that. It was so heartwarming to see, and just like his like reaction, just like being like so happy about it. And then like he sends his dad a text of like the article, and he's like, this is the restaurant that I work at. And then after the text, like he just has like a little happy smile and basically just like a little clap, like all the hard work he's been doing is like paying off. But at the same time, like it never seemed like he was like working for like recognition or to like be a big name. Like he was just doing what made him happy and like really fostering all of his creative like juices, hate that word, but like fostering all the creativity he had into something like that he loved. And it was just really great to see, like I don't know, all the work paying off, but not even, because that's not what he was doing it for really. And it's just really awesome to see though. Oh, Marcus. Yeah, and that's pretty much this episode. Oh wait, me forgetting actually probably the most important part. So we're about to move into service, what seems like the final service before the timer clock officially runs out. And we see Pete giving Sid a call, and he's like, have you looked at the partnership agreement? She's like, honestly, I don't really understand it. And we finally find out the adjustment that Carmen made to the agreement, and it was in fact him taking himself out of it, just like I suspected. And the episode pretty much ends with Sid being like, what, like having a confused look on her face. And then we cut there, and now we're about to move into the last episode, which I'm assuming will just be service, alleged last service. We'll see what happens. Conversations that need to be had, discussions that need to be had. I'm hoping so. I'm feeling it. We've gotten so many like resolved things in this season. I feel like we're going to resolve one more thing, probably the most important thing, the partnership agreement. I'm ready to see it. It's already loaded up on my TV screen. I saw that it's only 33 minutes, which is really great. So good. That's awesome to see. Yeah, I'll see you after I watch it. Thank you. Hello, here we are now to talk about the final episode of The Bear. Leaning back here because I just want to be comfortable, man. Sorry about it. Also took off sweater, sort of, whatever. So we don't see service like I thought we were gonna see. Instead, we skip to after service, but that's okay because instead we finally get the Sid and Carmen conversation that we truly needed, baby. And honestly, it's low-key reminiscent of the Claire and Carmen scene. It's like kind of a hard watch at first, but at the same time, it's like we need this to happen, you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of yelling at the beginning. Sid's mad about him pulling himself out of the agreement. She feels like he's just like running away from everything, running away from the restaurant, leaving her to like deal with everything, like all the debt they're in right now. She feels like he's like running away, pulling away. She thinks it's selfish. He's like, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. I feel like I don't love it anymore. He admits it, like, I don't love cooking anymore. I don't love doing this anymore. I like force myself to do this to like run away from other things. I'm finally trying to face everything, and I feel like me doing this restaurant and like cooking period has been the obstacle I put in front of myself so I don't really deal with other things. And now he finally wants to deal with all his baggage and his you know what I mean? I hated that, but whatever, we're pushing through. So yeah, he's like, I don't love it anymore, and I'm trying not to like avoid all the things that like I've been pushing away. And I feel like the restaurant has been what I've put in front of myself to push everything else away, which honestly super tracks me think about season 3 and how much he was like pushing himself with the restaurant because he didn't want to think about Claire. Hello. Also, I need to insert this scene moment. I'm not even going to explain what it is. I'm just going to simply insert it because if I try to explain it, I'm going to butcher it. So here, just enjoy this.
Any chance of any kind of good in this building, it started when you walked in. And any possibility of it surviving, it's with you.
How can you say that?
I believe in you more than I've ever believed in myself. Because you're the bear.
Hello, this is editing me quickly jumping in to say that I forgot to mention something pretty important that happened in this scene. So Carmi brings up the Adam thing, essentially what happened on that phone call, which was Adam like telling him about the whole opportunity with Sid thing. Carmi brings it up in this moment and he's like, don't try to act like you weren't trying to get out of here. And she's like, I don't want to talk about this right now. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, which honestly it really does. It all connects, man. It all interconnects, whatever. But he still like pushes to talk about it, and it's not even like he's like mad about it. He's like, honestly, it's a good opportunity and I get why you would want to do it, but this place needs you. And him saying that is what leads into like the last clip I just inserted. But she's really apologetic about it though. She's like, I'm sorry, like I wanted to tell you, but then things got weird and like the restaurant started getting really weird and it all just like blew up, and then I didn't do it anyway, but I did want to tell you and I'm really sorry. Like she's very apologetic about it, and he's still just like not really mad, just like, I completely get why you would have wanted to do that. And yeah, just wanted to mention that because Adam phone call was not plot hole. We circled back to it. Thank you very much. I needed to say that. And then Ritchie comes outside and enters the conversation, and we get the Ritchie x Carmi conversation that has been sorely needed. It is another one that's like very like, okay, we're yelling at each other, I'm scared at first, but then things chill out and simmer down, and I'm definitely like oversimplifying this, but there was a lot said in this. I can't give it to you shortened. I'm simplifying this a lot, but at first things are very like tense, like the tension and like yelling, how we've been seeing for the past season, for this season and last season. But then things simmer out and chill down, and we finally reach some sense of peace and like normalcy between them, and it's really nice to see. They finally have reached like a common ground. They're finally back on their like good level, and we love that. So then we lead into Sid accepting Carmi's like decision to back out of the restaurant, but she's like, I need to do a little updated partnership agreement, and he's like, yeah, anything you want. What do you want to change or add, whatever. She's like, so the partnership agreement is Jimmy on one side and then the bear on the other side, and she's like, a part of the bear, I need it to be Nat, me, and Ritchie. She wants Ritchie to be a partner. Oh, guys, I'm once again gonna remind you, she literally stabbed that man. Season 1, they hated each other, and now she's like, I want him to be a partner. In fact, she doesn't say just I want that, I need that is what she says. She says, I need him to be a partner and be like a part of that. Warms my freaking heart, baby. Warms my freaking heart to the deepest core. Then Sugar comes out and joins the conversation, and she's like, what's going on? Like, is everything good? Because like she can obviously see like there's some like tension, sadness between the three of them right now. She's like, what's going on? Sid's the one that tells her that Carmi's backed out of the agreement. He doesn't want to be like a partner anymore. He's leaving the restaurant. He's retiring is what he calls it. Sid tells Nat that, and Nat's like immediately completely okay with it, and she immediately goes over and like hugs him, and it's like a very sweet moment. And honestly, that reaction makes so much sense because she is the one that kind of got like that ball rolling in his head when they had that conversation. I don't remember what episode it was, but it was this season, just like early in the season, when she was like, hey, if you don't love it anymore, it's okay. And now he's finally accepting, like, I don't love it anymore, I need to get out of here, I need to retire. Like, he's an old man. It was really funny when he said he was retiring, and Richie's like, retiring? What? You're 12? That was so funny. Anyway, though, Carmi says that he's not going to completely leave the restaurant until they're completely out of debt and until things are like fully good and like running smoothly there. He says he's not just going to like up and leave them like where they are right now, which makes sense. That would be messed up if he did that. I don't blame him for like wanting to leave. Like, he doesn't love it anymore. Chef Terry vibes. Like, you don't love it anymore. You should like close down, move on to different things. I completely get that, but he definitely shouldn't leave and like move on to different things until this is like fully door closed, you know? There's too many dysfunction and messy things happening right now, and like a lot of things are up in the air about like, will we even be able to stay open? We're in a bunch of debt, this, that. So yeah, like it would be really selfish if he left right then, so I'm glad he's not. Honestly, I didn't even think he would be leaving. I thought he just didn't want to be a partner anymore. I thought he would still be working at the restaurant. I don't know why I thought that, but I was like, what's the big deal? He's out of the partnership agreement, like he's still gonna be working there. Then I was like, oh wait, yeah, duh, like backing out of the agreement, like he doesn't want to be a chef anymore, really. But yeah, it's good to see that he's not gonna leave until everything's like completely good and like squared away there. And then we end the episode with us, the viewers, seeing the timer officially run out, and then right after that, Fast Slow Disco by St. Vincent starts playing, and by hearing that song, I choose to believe that that means things are going to be okay. Things will be okay for my beautiful family at the Bear. And that's that, baby, and that's episode 10, and that's season 4 of the Bear. Part 4 of the Bear is Denzo. We did it. Head empty, no thoughts right now. I'm going to give it over to editing me, who's editing this video right now. We're gonna let her say her final thoughts, comments, concerns about this season, because by then my thoughts have definitely settled. It's probably been a week since this moment right here, so she has her thoughts and comments, concerns, very succinct, very concise. Let's cut to her right now. Hopefully she's doing well. Hey girl, hey, let's cut to that. Yeah, Yeah, alright. Hello, here's editing me, here to talk about my final thoughts on season 4 of The Bear, coming in with slightly bad lighting. It's like raining in like Jury and not a good day, but the grind never stops. Okay, so what I need to say first off the bat is that I really like this season. I just actually finished watching it for a second time, did my rewatch just like I said I would, and took my time kinda. And also, as of yesterday, July 1st, right now it's July 2nd, Wednesday, but Tuesday we found out that it got renewed for season 5, baby. Let's freaking go. We love to see it, and it hasn't been stated that that will be the final season, but there's just something about it that feels like it will be. I don't know, The Bear just seems like a show that it's like, you're not gonna have to tell me when to end. Like, we're gonna know when it's our time to wrap things up, and I believe Christopher Stora, Joanna Kahlo, everybody else that works on that show, they know like when to end it, and I think season 5 could be the final season, especially with the way this season ended. I feel like to wrap everything up in a pretty little bow, all we need is one more season, unless there's like a whole new story they want to start telling. I don't know, I just feel like this story of like the bear and like everything that's happening there, I feel like it can be wrapped up in season 5. Not saying I want season 5 to be the last season, but I'm just like, I feel like it could be, and I wouldn't mind it if it was, as long as we get closure, everything wrapped up in a pretty little bow. I don't care if this is like chaos television, I still want everything to end happily for the people that I love. Thank you very much. Next thing I want to say is that I have my phone here because I don't want to forget my notes that I have. So basically, from what I've kind of seen about people talking about this season, I initially saw a lot of people being like, this season sucks, it's just like season 3, so slow, like can we like actually do something, can we actually have plot, blah 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 blah, like this was so slow paced, I hate it. And honestly, I really didn't expect this season to be any different from season 3. Like, we knew it was supposed to be like a B-side, a part 2 to season 3. Like season 3 and 4 are like so interconnected. Like, you can't have season 3 without season 4. They're like one season if you want to like put it like that. So the fact that people expected season 4 to be something so vastly different from season 3 just seems a little silly to me, because season 4 felt like the perfect completion, the perfect part 2, the perfect B-side to season 3. So to expect season 4 to like suddenly be so fast paced, to suddenly go back to how season 1 felt or how season 2 felt, just feels so silly to me, because it is just completing the last season, and it completed it perfectly. And I freaking love the show, and I really love the season, and honestly this season made me love season 3 even more. So yeah, the people hating on season 4 for being like a repeat of season 3, girl, they're supposed to be the same vibe. Like, they're two sides to the same coin. Like, of course it's gonna feel the same. They're meant to feel the same. They are literally part 1, part 2. Season 4 is a completion, a continuation to season 3, so I didn't expect the vibe to like shift suddenly to how it was in season 1 or how it was in season 2. I expected the same vibe, and for the people that expected differently, that just does seem a little silly to me. I'll say it once again. So yeah, that's what I need to say on that. And second up, I just need to say that I love these people. I love all of these characters. I don't need crazy plot points in every season. I just love the way they develop characters in this show, man. It's just so good. The entire plotline with Ibra this season makes it a 10 out of 10 for me. Everything that happened with Marcus this season makes it a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, what? Especially when you think about Marcus from the beginning to where we are now with him. I feel like Bear is not the kind of show where you can just look at season by season and like really like, so this season did this season did that, this season did that. Like, I feel like it all works together so seamlessly, especially when it comes to the character development of everyone in the show, like Tina, Ritchie, and then this season specifically with Ibra, and then a lot of stuff that happened with Marcus. Just like, it's just so, oh, it's so good. I love seeing development. I love it. 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 It's just so good. So overall, I enjoyed the season. I can't wait for season 5. And let's talk about season 4 in the comments below. I'll happily rant and ramble about all these characters and everything that happened in the season. And yeah, that's it. That's it for season 4 of The Bear. See you next year. Hopefully it is next year. They're really, really good about putting out shows every year. Like, every season has been coming out year after year since season 1. 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. 2026, please. The Bear season 5, final season of The Bear, coming 2026. You heard it here first. For legal reasons, that is a joke. I know nothing about FX. I know nothing about Hulu. I'm not in the Bear writing room. I'm not in the Bear producer's room. I wish I was, but I'm not. That's not real information. That's how rumors start, and I'm not starting rumors. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye now.